Welcome to Chosen Nation Sports, and this is your boy Mujero Wangit, just an ordinary guy discussing our beautiful game as I know it. Yo, where to start? You know, there's been a lot happening here. Caleb becoming the new Haaland. Is Pep again up to his old tricks? Is Liverpool back on track? Is now Potter's Chelsea beginning to gel? And is Manchester United inconsistently going to cost them the Europa League and even their spot in the EPL? Tonight we discuss all that and more. Yo, where to start? Okay, let's start from the beginning. The weekend, the EPL results. Arsenal were playing against Liverpool. Arsenal winning 3-2. Sunday's game, Sunday's game. 3-2. Hanji, like Arsenal, they are my rivals, and I always say to them, these are small boys. We know Arsenal momentum are they always do this. They always have a good start to the season, but come December, they start to slack. But I don't see that happening with this Arsenal side. Guess I think on how you guys see it. They're playing as a team now. They're able to dig out results. Imagine this Liverpool time, but we all know Liverpool, hasn't really had a good start as well to the league. But I think Mikel Arteta is cooking something there by the Emirates. Partey, the most influential player for me. If he's not on the field, Arsenal don't play as they do when he's on the field. Gabriel Martinelli continuing on his good form as he started the season. Also, Bukayo Saka as well. 2 goals, he scored a penalty. And apparently there was like a controversial goal, Martinelli, the first goal. It was offside. They said apparently the VARs were not working or something. We don't know. I'm sure Liverpool fans came to us, but apparently the VAR system was offline for some reason, and they couldn't really check the goal for an offside or not. But still, I think Arsenal first half they outplayed Liverpool. Liverpool second half they tried coming back into the game, but it was too late. For me, the biggest, I was telling just my friend the other day, the biggest thing that I saw is Roberto Firmino has been on form for Liverpool this season. I don't know why he started on the bench. They could have played him, maybe at the line number 10, maybe put Diogo Jota on the bench, rotate them. For me, Firmino has been having a good start to the season. And we've seen as well, we're going to speak about it midweek, he scored as well. He came on, he provided, he scored. So I was really surprised why Klopp didn't start with him instead of he went with Nunes. Fine, Nunes scored, but for me, I would have preferred to start Firmino on top. And you saw what happened. He came on, he scored a goal, which almost brought Liverpool back to the game. And for me, I think this Arsenal team is going to be a team that we really have to keep an eye on, because they've been it's been cooking for over the years. We've seen Arteta. That's why I said in my last video that Arteta has been preparing this team to what it is now today. He's been getting rid of old Ruud, because he wanted his team. He knew what kind of players he wanted to play and how the style of play that he wanted them to do. We saw at this day as well. They played the Europa League. I think they won it 1-0. He gave a chance to the substitutes. He gave a chance to the reserve team. They came up with the goods. They won. They are leading their team. Liverpool side as well. I don't know. Liverpool, more, because they lost 3-2. But it was a good game at the end of the day on Sunday, Liverpool against Arsenal. But Liverpool came back midweek. They put 7 against Rangers. So you see, Liverpool these days, I think they're playing like a Manchester United team, which is not consistent for me. You never know which team comes up. This week, they're playing well. The other week, they don't play well. So I'm not sure if Klopp is now losing his plot. Is he losing his tactics? Are they missing crucial players? I'm not sure what's happening with Liverpool. I'm not sure what's happening. Have your say on what's happening with Liverpool, because the performance they put against Rangers was on another level. But if you look at the game carefully, Rangers had them as well on the first half. They even scored the first goal. But from their end, Liverpool came, they put 7 against Rangers. But we'll see. Because Diaz got injured. He's not going to be in the World Cup. It's a big blow for him. And Colombia. Yeah, Colombia. It's going to be a big blow for him. He's not going to be good. He's injured. Trent Alexander-Arnold as well has got injured as well. Kagimia, the Arsenal. So I want to see something now because I want an argument with people saying or Trend, most of the teams, especially with EPL, they've seen or witness Liverpool side because defensively it has always been there, but this season has been worse. Defensively, Trend is not one of the best. He's not even average in the league. But going forward, superb. He's magnificent. But what is his primary role, which is to defend? He can't do it properly. He's always someone that backs him up, someone that has to cover for him. 2-3 players has to cover for him. And it is costing a team because let's say, for example, we are taking on Trent's side, 2-3 players go to the side. It means we are minus 2 players that could have marked other people in there. So you see, defensively, he was not giving them as much as he gives them going forward. But so far, Klopp has managed to stick with him because he knows offensively, he knows he can give him an assist, he can give him a goal as well. He knows how to pass. Offensively, Trent is one of the best in the league. But defensively, he's costing them. But he has been able to play with him, and then we'll see. But he's injured. Hopefully, he will be back soon rather than later for the World Cup. But Southgate doesn't like him. He doesn't pick him. So we'll see if he goes to the World Cup. Manchester City ran riot again against Southampton, putting the goal scoring machine. That guy, I don't know, guys, what we must do. Because I saw during the week there was a petition on Twitter. The British people, they don't want Haaland to play because they think he's a robot. Because he's like his goal record is impressive. Like he scores like Akizingare. Like he scores. Him and Foden for me have been the outstanding players for City. Not forgetting De Bruyne as well. He's the playmaker. You can't speak about City and not mention De Bruyne. Obviously, De Bruyne has been consistent for 5-6 seasons as well. Assist is gonna give you, goals is gonna give you. But Foden for me this season, I think he's picked up this game. I think now we see why Pep sold Sterling, because he knew he's got his replacement in the terms of Foden, because now he's coming up, now he's scoring, he's assisting, he's playing, his build-up play with De Bruyne, his build-up play with Haaland is good, with Cancelo also on that side. So yes, he's coming up and he's performing. We can see why Klopp is picking him ahead of Mahrez, because Mahrez now is not playing. Mahrez has been on the bench, and if you look at it, last season Mahrez was City's best player, but he's sitting on the bench this season, and it justifies why he's on the bench, because Foden is performing. You can't take out a performing player because of your last season's working player of the season. And before I started the show, I said it's now Klopp starting his things again, because we saw midweek they came up against an Olympiacos team. They drew 0-0. I don't know, Haaland was on the bench. I don't know if it was strategic because he was resting him or what, but the first leg, the reverse leg, they won 5-0, convincing 5-0. This time around, it was a 0-0 draw. Let me read for you the lineup and tell me if this City couldn't penetrate Olympiacos. So the Ederson at the post, Gomez, Laporte, Akanji, Cancelo, Rodri, Gundogan, Mahrez, De Bruyne, Grealish, Alvarez. That's a good side. That's a good Manchester City side. So now what are we doing now? We're giving credit to the opposition. We're saying opposition managed to contain Manchester City because they couldn't score. They had 14 shots, but only 4 on target. It tells you a lot. It means they're wasting chances. You can't have 10 shots and 10 shots off target. It's a waste for me. I am not sure, but I think they will qualify. They will qualify for the next round because they've got 10 points. Dortmund have 7, Sevilla have 2, and Copenhagen. Sorry, they were playing against Copenhagen. Copenhagen has 2 as well. So they will qualify for the group stages. They will qualify to the next round. Sorry, but now this performance, can they have it again? Can they afford to have it in the knockout stages? This kind of performance that they had against Copenhagen. I know there was a goal that was disallowed by VR, which was controversial as well. But a City side that scored 5 against the same team, now managing not to even have one goal, one legitimate goal. It's concerning. It's concerning. That's why I said I'm not sure if Haaland didn't play that game, by the way. He didn't play any minute. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if he's preparing Haaland for Liverpool on Sunday, or he was just resting him, or he thought his players will do. But that's the big one that's coming up. Liverpool versus Manchester City. But we'll save that for the last. Coming to my team, obviously I can't speak without my team. Manchester United, they won 2-1 against an Everton side that has been really good on form. They've had a good run so far. But Manchester United played, I think for the first time since pre-season, we've managed to play the way Ten Hag wants us to play. Meaning what? Meaning, let me show you the stats. Manchester United had 61% position. We've never had 61% position. This is how Ten Hag wants to play. He's a ball position manager. He wants his team to have the ball. He wants his team to have the ball, pass it around, build from the back. That's why there was a petition that De Gea does not suit this kind of player at Ten Hag, because he's not a sweeper keeper. And in the system at Ten Hag, you need a sweeper keeper. People were saying and criticizing De Gea that he is not a super keeper, like Ederson, like Alisson, like there's a guy from Leeds, I'll remember his name. But they want those kind of players, like Diego Costa as well from Porto, which has become the first goalkeeper. He made history in Champions League, who saved the penalty and made an assist as well, Diego Costa. So yeah, but coming back to Manchester United, they played well. They played the Ten Hag well. We won 2-0. Martial got injured again. I don't know what's happening with Martial. We need a fully fit Martial. This for me, Martial suits the player Ten Hag. But we can't see that because he's constantly getting injured. This is like his third injury for the season. Third injury. We're not even in November. He's already had three injuries. You see? So Ronaldo scored his 700 goal, a legend, a goat, that one. Now, coming to Thursday, sure, Jesus. I don't know what to say. Rashford missed 3 chances. 3 clear goal chances. Marcus Rashford. On Thursday when they were playing at Omona. 3 chances he missed, Rashford. Bruno was poor for me. Like sometimes I don't understand how they play. Like, you want to make an impossible pass, they call them champagne passes. Sometimes easy football, back to basics. You pass, you go to space. You pass, you run into spaces. Rashford was making wrong decisions. Instead of passing, he was shooting. Instead of shooting, he was passing. So we've had like about 20 something goals on target. The keeper was standing. It's okay, fine, we can give it to the keeper. He was standing. But if you look at the saves, they were just like normal saves that a keeper is supposed to make. It's not like he made a world-class save, but it's the saves that a keeper must make. But never take anything away from the keeper. He had a man of the match performance at Old Trafford, which he said in an interview that Manchester is his boyhood club. It is his dream to play against Manchester United, and for him having that performance against a Manchester United team, he won man of the match, by the way, was a great achievement for him. But obviously they lost because McTominay came in and scored the winner 95 minutes into the game. Casemiro for me was impressive. He had 2 golden chances as well to score. He hit the bar, he hit it out. He was impressive. You could see his build up play, the link between the defense and the attack. He played nice. Malaysia, he played well. Martinez at the back. Martinez guys are wow for it. No. That guy is one of our best players so far this season. He plays like he's been playing for the team for a very long time. He's suited in. Now we're waiting for Varane, because partnership behind Varane, we know it has been solid. Varane at least is on the bench. I think he's gonna start on Sunday when we play against Newcastle. And for me, Ronaldo, they didn't create any chances for him. He made runs. Sometimes he was making a run and then they were not crossing the ball. It's like people would say Ronaldo failed or not, but if you look at the game on Thursday, how many chances were created for him? If you go and look how many chances we created, how many crosses went into the box, and we were like, Ronaldo guy, Ronaldo should have been. No, he even had to go and fetch the balls and create chances for himself. That's how poor we were yesterday. I think Bruno needs to be dropped, Rashford needs to be dropped. The problem is we don't have squad depth. Now if you drop Bruno, Donny Hatengo banging, he's been injured as well for the whole season. Rashford, you can drop him and put Sancho there because Sancho's been dropped because of his poor performance, obviously. So now because Sancho came in yesterday, on Thursday, le show, and they made a difference. They made an impact. That's how you want your players. You want them hungry. When you're on the bench, obviously you are hungry. You want to come in, and when you come in, you have to make a difference to show the coach that you deserve to start. But if you are comfortable as a player, then you're not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. And the team won't perform because of you are comfortable. You're not even making an extra effort to perform for your team. That's what Shaw is doing. That's what Sancho did Thursday when he came in. They put a spark into the game, but created a few chances. Sancho got the assist for McTominay's goal. That's what you want from your bench players. That's what you want from your starting lineup. Your starting lineup must be afraid of being benched because of your bench players. The impact they make when coming up from the bench. Anthony for me was average on Thursday. He didn't play he had one-on-ones. He dribbled there and there, but he was average for me. And then we're playing against the Newcastle side. That is obviously bastard like a house on fire, but injuries, delay, but we'll see what happens on Sunday. Now, going to the Champions League, or before we go to Champions League, we need to speak about the new Haaland. Caleb, the new Haaland. I think he made history. I think this is the first time in I don't know how many years, but in years, that a player scores a hat-trick of penalties. Kaizer Chiefs, number 29 striker, Caleb, scored a hat-trick of penalties over the weekend when we were playing against Stellenbosch. I am still not convinced. I watched the game on Saturday. I'm not yet convinced that how is Coach Arthur Zwane setting up his team. And I'm not taking any dig at him. I'm not taking any criticism, but I'm still not convinced how they play. Are they a ball-playing team? Are they a counter-attacking team? Are they a long ball team? I'm still not sure how he plays. Maybe it's because the other thing is maybe the players are high. He's having Stebe, I saw 3 games he's been on the bench. I'm not sure if he's trying something new, but Step Samako in Javulo Blom again, putting up a performance. I think he's gonna make that position he is now. Like Cole Alexandra Ola has to just stay on the bench. Javulo Blom has to be there. The other thing I want to speak about is Sukota. I know a lot of Chief supporters, they love him because he creates chances, and then there's others who criticize him obviously because he dives too much. For me, what I've seen, he's a good player. He can still improve. I think the problem I have Liena is the same I have Le Rashford. His final pass, decision making high. When he has to score, not to score. When he has to shoot, when he has to pass. I think that is one thing that we are lacking, especially as I'm speaking now at South African strikers, South African forwards. The final ball, the final pass, the final decision, whether you pass, whether you shoot. That is what we're lacking as South Africans. That is why you find that we don't have a South African striker. Like in the past few seasons, I think it's only Bradley Krobler who managed to score at least 10 goals in a season. In a 30-game season, to score 30 goals, 10 goals, I mean. So we still have a problem in terms of strikers in South Africa and forwards. And for me, I think the problem is that final ball. What to do when you are in the box. What to do when you're in the edge of the box. We still have a problem with that. And if we can sort that out, if Sukota can sort that out, I am telling you, He's going to be a nuisance, he's going to be a problem, and he's going to score more goals for Kaizer Chiefs. That's all I have to say for this week at Kaizer Chiefs, because Chiefs, and they're playing against Chippa United over the weekend. How do I see that game? They have to win that game for me, Chiefs. But knowing Chiefs and consistency, I foresee a draw. Remember, we've got two crucial games coming up. We've got the derby, we've got the MTN 8 second leg against Amazulu. I foresee this game. Chiefs is gonna draw it. Or they will surprise me and win it. We'll see. Let's see. Champions League midweek action. I'm just gonna go through a few results. Chelsea. Let me speak about Chelsea. We'll go back to the results. Graham Potter's side is now, I think, for me, gelling. I think now they're playing the way he wants them to play. If you look at the chances that they create, especially against the AC Milan team that has been top form for the last year, because they just won the Serie A, and now Chelsea have beaten them both home and away. 3 goals for Stamford Bridge, 2 goals for San Siro. But obviously the first goal, for me, it was a penalty, but I don't think it was a red card offense for me. It's just my opinion. Maybe yellow, yes, but red card, no. Because keeper, if you give someone a red card, it means he denied the striker a goal scoring opportunity, a clear goal scoring opportunity. But the keeper was there. The keeper was gonna get there. I don't know, but for me, keeper was not far from the action. He was gonna get there. And we didn't know how the striker was going to control the ball. Maybe he was going to lose control of the ball. We never know. But for me, it wasn't a red card. VAR again coming into the spotlight. Why are we having VAR if we are still going to argue about the decisions that you can get referees? Thursday as well, there was a tackle here, Kasamo on Casemiro. A 2-footed tackle, which for me was deserving of a red card. But they gave him a yellow card. Like, you see, you get decisions that make us question what was VAR introduced to us for. It was introduced to us for not to have these arguments anymore. But I think the more VAR, the more the arguments now, they are more and more. So for me, Chelsea, Graham Potter's side, I think is now getting his side to play the way he wants them to play. Unfortunately, I think they lost Rhys James in the 65th minute, but maybe he's like a 75% chance to play over the weekend. But I think he's getting Chelsea the way he wants them to play. They're playing Aston Villa away as well on Sunday. Steven Gerrard's side, not consistency. They're not threatening. I see that Aston Villa team, who's that guy? The previous manager, Grealish. That team, when you come against him, they gave Liverpool 7, but you could tell they had like this fear on them, like the Brighton that we have now. Graham Potter, Leona. It was the same thing, but I foresee Chelsea winning that game. I think Chelsea will win that game convincingly. For me, Aston Villa is not going to trouble Chelsea for me. Okay, so the other results, okay. Sorry, the big Madrid drawing against Shakhtar, Napoli trashing Ajax 4-2. Club Brugge team Pesitao qualified for the next leg, the last 16. I think it's for the first time in history they made history. With a 0 draw at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium, go Atletico Madrid. I mean, well deserved. Atletico Madrid, I've said this before many times on this platform. It's not a team you guys have, and they're not consistent as well. They love draws so much than wins. They drawing too much. So yeah, Porto, the keeper which made an assist. The last game I want to speak to, Assure. Tottenham scored 3 against Frankfurt. Song. I don't know. Not about what they were writing Song off. Hey, I think they pissed him off. Now Song is just scoring. He's gonna brace again on midweek. Barcelona versus Inter Milan at the Camp Nou. 3-3 was the final scoreline. Barcelona scoring in there 90 plus. Hey, 90 plus this midweek. They scored 92 minutes. The equalizer to make the match 3-3. Ruben Cosen's thought he won the match for Inter Milan when he scored the third goal in 83 minutes or 89 minutes. He thought about it. Barcelona, they are buying themselves a Champions League final or a Champions League semi-final when they bought all those players. How many players did they buy? 6, 8 players, and not just average normal players, world-class players. Lewandowski, Rafinha, Kaunde, Kaunde, Kasi, Marcus Alonso, to name a few. But they failed. At the moment, the City number 3 got the table, the group. But all join Manchester United to go Europa League. I've said this before. It is very difficult for a manager to buy plus minus 6 players and manage to get them to gel or manage this kind of play that he wants. They might be the players that he wants, but to get them the way he wants them to play, it's gonna take time. It's not just like rocket science. That is why Pep doesn't buy 6, 7 players. He buys strategic players. He buys one defender, he buys one midfielder, he buys a striker. He knows they're gonna come in, they gel with the rest of the team. No, Barcelona bought a new team. They bought 3 at the back. They bought 2 in midfield. They bought 2 again going forward. You see, it's a new team, and you want those players to come into the current team and perform. It's gonna take time. It's not gonna be like no. I can't hard. Sunday they're playing El Clasico. They're gonna be wearing the jersey to that logo, the owl logo, Drake, to celebrate his 5 million streams or something like that. Yeah, I think it's 5 million, because remember that partnership with Spotify. So they're gonna be wearing logo, the owl, Drake, to celebrate him. So now Real Madrid drew 1-1 with Schalke. Barcelona drew 3-3 with Inter Milan. Barcelona obviously had more to lose than Inter or Real Madrid. Now they're coming to Sunday, the big El Clasico. Who's your money on? My money is on Real Madrid. I don't think Barcelona will beat Real Madrid unless a miracle happens. But you never know. You know, in games like this, the rivalry, the derby games, form, it's been thrown out of the window. We're playing the derby. We're playing a rivalry. Form is just thrown out of the window, but we'll see. But for me, I'm saying, unless a miracle happens, for me, Real Madrid will take it. Real Madrid will win this. For me, Real Madrid. Now, let's go back. That's for the Champions League, the Europa League. Unfortunately, the Europa League, now we'll do it some other time. We just did Manchester United Europa League. We did Arsenal as well. We'll do it some other time. Let's go and preview the weekend games, especially the EPL. Let's start with the big one. Liverpool versus Manchester City. Sunday, go Anfield. Pep versus Klopp. The rivalry continues. Klopp missing Diaz, Klopp missing Trent. City, they're missing the 2 center backs. I think they lost Stones. They're missing Kyle Walker as well. But he's managed to replace them. Remember, he bought Akanji when the season started. He bought Akanji. Now they've got Akanji, they've got Ake. I think they'll play Ake right back, Diaz, Akanji, or Ake right back, Diaz, Akanji, Cancelo, Rodri, or Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Foden, Haaland, Grealish. I think they'll play Grealish. But for me, I would play Mahrez, but they'll play Grealish. Klopp Arbono Dalamang. Klopp would play obviously Matip or Robertson. I think he's back. Yeah, I was in Almo benching. If he's back, or Timikas, Van Dijk, Matip, Gomez, Fabinho, Henderson. Liverpool Dalamang Mohar. Fabinho Henderson or Thiago. Fabinho Henderson, Thiago, and then Wokenta Salah. For me, I would prefer Salah, Nunes, and Firmino. Play that front three for me. Let's see. Salah, Nunes, Firmino. Or for me, you play Salah, Firmino, Jota. I'm going to give one of those lineups. Salah, Firmino, Jota. Nunes umeko banking. Second half. It's gonna be a good game. Sunday it's Liverpool, City, and the Clasico. For me, this game, obviously, I would want Manchester City to lose. But given the form, given the troubles that Liverpool have been experiencing, we don't know if that 7-0 dropping Rangers will pick up their confidence. But for me, I see City beating Liverpool hands down. Arsenal, they're going against Leeds. Arsenal should win this one. That Leeds side, they're still coming up because remember, Lebona Kuchabona it's fairly new. He's fairly new. So I think Arsenal will win that. Manchester United, Newcastle. Manchester United is not a team. You don't know which team comes up. The consistency. For me, Sunday is a Saturday. Sunday, you drop Rashford, you drop Bruno. Fred, Casemiro, and Eriksen. Eriksen at 10. Let's see. Or McTominay, but you can't play McTominay, Casemiro, no. So you rather, that's what I'm saying. Let's play Casemiro, Fred, and Eriksen 10. He can play the 10 role. He played it Spurs. So let's play him there. Remember Bruno le Rashford go banking. Maybe because I want to cover some belief. But I will see what happens. Yeah, this has been me. We'll speak to you again soon. But I want to over the weekend the game let me know what you think. Remember to like the video and subscribe. Let's grow together. Remember, Chosen Nation is fam. Let's move together.